Hi, Simone. Welcome to Voices on the Path to Soul Freedom. If we could just start with like an introduction, who you are.
Okay, thank you, Pamela. My name is Simone Rizendi. I'm a minister of Church Universal and Triumphant, and I live in New York. I was born in Brazil. I moved to the United States in 1996, and I live in New York, Long Island, New York, and I found, and I have three children. I have seven grandchildren, and then our teaching center is in New York, in Manhattan, and we have great souls there. Go there, we get together, and then it's beautiful.
What do you do there? What kind of group is it?
It's called Teaching Center. We don't have a physical church yet, but it's there, and it's gonna happen the one day. And then we get together to pretty much to pray. The way our organization prays, it's called decrees. We use the power of the spoken word to ask the masters, the angels, God, what we need at the very moment. And then the way it works is we start. It's we don't. It's not a silent kind type of prayer. We start slow and we start to go gradually. We're gonna go and put speed on it. Until until it's very fast. And the reason for it, it's because you create a momentum, and then you giving the authority of you giving the angels the authority to go there and do whatever they need to do. Um, it's according to the calls we call calls or prayers that we make before we start to decree.
Would you like to give an example?
Oh, yes. Let's say we wanna pray for the people that are most in need out there, the ones that are sick, the ones that has all kind of diseases, and then we go like this. In the name of my Marian presence, in the name of my Holy Christ self, I call for Mother Mary, Archangel Raphael, beloved Master Hilarion, and the healing angels to go and bless and send your healing rays to all people that are in need right now, the ones that are dealing with very difficult diseases, with, for example, cancer, and then for them to for the your rays to heal them as according to the God's laws, and also to give them the strength and the knowledge, strength, and the patience to deal with what they're dealing at this moment. And we accept this done in the full power according to God's holy will. Amen.
You know. Um, so how did you find this path? How did it move you? How did you know it was the right one for you?
Pamela, I always think about this, and I want to say to you, I didn't find the path. The path found me.
Mhm.
Found me. I was invited to a small group of a holistic group. We are doing shiatsu and doing, and then the instructor at a certain point invited, I believe it was about 10 students to get together, and he said, can you be here at this time at this location? I have something important to talk to you about it. And then we all were there. And then she set us in a circle, and then she started to talk. it was very like basic. She started to talk about the violet flame, Saint Germain, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, and the organization, the Summit Lighthouse organization. And she went on explaining what it was. And then I was like, and after she talked about, and then she even said to us one thing that I'm never gonna forget that she said, I went to Montana, where is the headquarters of the organization. She said that she went to Montana and because she needed to check it out to see if it was for real what she was learning.
Mm,
And then she said, you can trust Elizabeth Clare Prophet. She's for real. You can really um, believe what she's saying on her teachings. And then she went one by one and asked, "Oh, what do you feel about this? What's your feelings about what I just said?" And then when my turn got into my turn, I said, well, I have just to say one thing. I think I was sleeping and now I'm awake. That's what I felt like. I had no doubt from day
mhm,
one. That
mhm,
is my path. I was born and raised Catholic. I used to go to Mass every
mhm,
Sunday
mhm,
with my grandmother and my sisters.
mhm,
And when as I got older, I felt that I felt it was a little cold. That was my feeling as a young woman. I felt it was cold,
mhm,
but that's what I knew. And
mhm,
I didn't go long, like looking. I I always believed it in my heart. I believe in it on the teachings. I didn't know my inner self knew it.
mhm,
And when I found it, I went straight and I started to work together with her. We opened up a small study group, and then we start to rent places and give like the teachings. We used to put everything in our cars and set up an altar and go and tell people, and they used to come give us um, a little help financially for us to pay for the rental space. And then our group is it grew, and then, but then in 1996, I moved to the United States, and then I kept in contact with them, but I start to go to our teaching center here in New York.
mm. That's great. Now you mentioned some things. You mentioned the Violet Flame, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, Summit Lighthouse. Do you want to talk at all about what all that means?
Well, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, let's start with Mark Prophet. He's what the founder of our organization, a very wise man, a man that always believed in God. He, as a young child, a young man, he has his little altar on top of on the attic of his house. It was a very difficult childhood. He lost his father. He was raised by his mom, and
Mhm,
then one day, um, his master, I'm going to say a guru, came to him and said, I need you to work for us. And then he did it. He went to Washington and he started Summit Lighthouse. And a few years later, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, she was looking for something. She knew she had a mission. She knew she had something to do, very important to do, but she didn't know what it was until she found the teachings. She went, Mark Prophet was giving like a it was a small group. He was giving like a lecture, and then she went there. She saw him, and she said, "Okay, that's it," you know. And then they eventually got married, and they start to work together for many years. Um, with some lighthouse, and eventually we had our church, which is called Church Universal and Triumphant. And the teachings, it's about it was the teachings of Jesus, the lost teachings of Jesus that he gave to the apostles. It was supposed to go forward, but um, the fathers, our founding fathers and the church, they didn't want us to know everything about it. They didn't put everything on it. That's why we have a lot of missing, a lot of very important missing teachings. And that's why Mark and Elizabeth Clare, Mark Prophet and Elizabeth Clare Prophet founded the Summit Lighthouse, because Jesus, Mother Mary, they really was Jesus' mission to bring the teachings for to us, and then and to found the Catholic Church, to found his church, but it didn't work very well. We had um, a lot of what I'm gonna say, problems and difficulties, and the teachings didn't go through all the teachings, and that's the mission of the our organization, and to put out there the
Mhm.
truth about who we are, why we're here,
Mhm.
where we come from, and why we're going through all the difficulties and things that we go through in our lives.
Wow. Thank you very much. That leads to other questions for me. Um, well, I'll start with, you said the missing teachings of Jesus. Do you want to share anything about that?
I think one important, very important teaching is the reincarnation. It's a key for people to understand why we here, why
Mhm.
we go through what we go through. For example, I have people asking me, but why babies they born sick? Why people they born without an arms, without or a very very difficult disease, and then they don't understand, and some people they kind of blame God for it, and but God has nothing to do with our diseases or our difficulties in life. It's us. We you have another teacher is karma. We have to believe in karma. The God is so merciful, and He so love us. He give us many, many opportunities to come back and to um, work on mistakes that we made in past lives. And we are coming back to this planet for many, many, many years, you know, and that's the meaning. It's not punishment. It's not punishment. It's like you transmuting transmutation. It's a big word. That what is transmutation? You asked me about the violet flame, right? And the violet flame, it's a very powerful color energy, which it it transmute if you do uh, the right way, and if you take the time to sit down and do at least 15 minutes of the violet flame daily, you can go over all the situations that you're going through, and you're going to another thing, it's visualization. You visualize uh, the problem you having. You having a heart disease, you're gonna visualize the violet flame on your heart. It's a high frequency, a color that be able to transmute the causing core of the diseases. Sometimes, or the situation, sometimes it's not possible to completely cure, but it's a progress. Let's say in your divine plan you was supposed to make your transition at age of 20 because of the disease. But if you start to work on it, if you change your conscience, and if you start to be also grateful for the opportunity, then you may gain 10 more years. It's the mercy of God. It depends on us, and that's so why it's so important to spread the teachings, you know.
So, so I hear you. You say the violet flame is very important to transmute. In other words, if you have negative karma, because some karma is good, negative karma, you're saying you give this violet flame and it'll get rid of it, like the whatever your karma is that's negative. Okay, what is it? Like how, you said it's violet in color, but how do you use it to transmute the karma?
Using doing the decrease and the visualization together. Let's say you sit in a quiet place. I'm going to do a short one right now. And then you can close your eyes. You don't cross your legs. You're in a sit up position. And then you can close your eyes. And then you can get a color, the violet flame. If you have difficulty of the visualization, you can get a picture of the purple color put in front of you, and then you're going to start saying like this. You can go through your eyes, your nose, your throat, your whole body, and you go, I am a being of violet fire. I am the spirit God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the spirit God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the spirit God desires. You do this at least 3 times. It's recommended you do 9, multiple of 3. And then I like to do at least 33 times.
Mhm,
And then you can go and you visualize your bones, you visualize your veins, your
mhm.
organs, especially the one that you have a problem with. And then you put everything there. And also the cause and core of this disease. Why you have to go there. And then you don't know, consciously you don't know. But if you ask the masters, you ask the angels to help with this process, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And also, you can, as soon as you start to be familiar and comfortable then doing this, you can accelerate. Each time you go faster and faster, like I am a being of fire, I am the pure God desire, I am a being of fire, I am the pure God desire, and go faster, faster, faster. And then it's going to be easy to do both of them when you practice. And then you don't even, and then you feel like you can feel the warmth on your body. It's amazing.
Thank you. That sounds exciting. Um, I'm sure we'd all like to get rid of some negative karma. You mentioned other things like uh, who we are and where we come from and why we have difficulty. I think you touched into the difficulty. You mentioned because we have karma, but what is the who? You mentioned who we are and where we come from.
Well, we are children of God. God created us. He wants us children, and we all children. Most of us, majority of us, children of God. He created us. He created us as a whole. And then he divided the half, and then created the masculine side and the feminine side of us. And then that's what we call the twin flames. Now some people say, oh, it's my soulmate. And then I always try to correct them or teach them to say soulmate is one thing, twin flame, it's a different thing. I can be Pamela's soulmate, but I'm not her twin flame. A twin flame, it's your half, your other half that, that's where we come from. We come from God. That's what we create together. And the reason that we descend to planet, for example, to planet Earth, it's because we needed to evolve ourselves. We were like so babies, and then we need to go through things to learn. And now, some people, they go through science, and then go, others are like religion, others like um, teaching. And then this is all related to colors like blue and yellow. And that's the reason that we are here. The first souls that God's created, they came here, they did what they had to do, and they went back. They didn't have to come back. But because of we start to listen to not a good people that was sent to planet Earth, and then we start to make karma. We start to listen to them instead of say, no, 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 this is not for me, you know. And then you change your path, and then God said, okay, you gotta, instead of stay at school, planet Earth, it's a school. Stay there, learn. We had to learn, and graduate from this school. You start to regretting and go back, and then that's why we keep coming back until we learn and say, okay, that's it, no more.
So, so when we, so it's a choice. So we have to, you're saying we have to graduate, we have to learn a certain amount. What is it that we're learning?
Learning to, um I'm going to say this, to be who we really are, not letting any negative thoughts, feelings, or actions dictate who you are. You're pure, and then you're gonna go back to be pure. That's a process there. Um, that's it. It's a learning process, and with this, it came that God gave us the free will, and then He said, "All right, you go there. You know what you pretty much know what to do, but you have the free will to do something else." And that's the when we make a lot of mistakes. It's just like come to planet Earth, go through all, we it's called causal body. We go through all these spheres of the causal body, and then you master. It's such a master yourself. It's like you to you gonna reach Christhood. You're gonna, be one with your Christ self and your I am presence, which is, be one with God.
So you mentioned being pure. So the goal is to be pure, to be more godlike, no negative thoughts. But um, I think a lot of people struggle with the negative thoughts. How do you overcome that?
Oh, it's a long process. It's a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a choice. It's a choice, like almost a choice. So I'm not going to use drugs anymore. I'm not going to drink alcohol anymore. I'm not going to judge people, criticize people. I'm going to live my life. It's just read the Bible, read the Ten Commandments, and then if you can come to our teachings, to get the books and read the books, and then you're going to start to understand better. But it's little by little. It's because we were like affected by all. Planet Earth is right now, it's a very dense, a very dark, you know planet, where sometimes we have thoughts that we think it's ours, but it's not. You know, that's what it is. It's a process. It's a slow process. You may go um, two steps ahead and go back one step, but don't give up. Don't give up. Sometimes I know people, they win the path, and then they leave the path for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, but then they said, "Oh no, no, I'm gonna go back." This is a victory. This is a soul victory. When you realize, oh no, I have to go back.
And thank you for that. And you mentioned mission. How does one find one's mission?
Well, that's a little bit more, I find difficult sometimes for you to know what your mission. But for me, you know, Elizabeth Clare Proctor, which we call her mother, she's not here to guide us anymore. And then we have to rely on our Holy Christ self. That's our inner self, or our inner voice. And then you have to ask for. You have to ask for, and then you can give like novenas to certain masters to just help you to some people, they know exactly what they came to do. For example, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, she knew that she and her soul knew, and then she was looking for it. She was like, she even said it to Saint Germain, which is our master. Saint Germain, where are you? I need to find you. She knew, but she had to wait until what was the right time, which we call the cosmic time, when you start to really understand your mission. But some people, they when since they kids, they children, they know. It's just like um, you have to have attunement. You have a tune. I mean, you have to uh, listen to your inner voice.
So I guess what you're saying, once you purify, you give the decrees, and maybe you want to say a little bit more about that decrees. What is a decree?
Yeah, it's a form of prayer, different from other organizations out there. It's a little, it's a little interesting, the way we do, and then what it does, like I said before, it's we have a decree book where we have many many decrees. There was, Elizabeth Clock Prophet, and Mark Prophet. They had this inner connection with the masters, and they will put it together, and we follow those decrees. She taught us how to decree, you know, the right way. And then it's a form of prayer. It's not silent. You have to say out loud. You say, um, and then the when you start to decree, you have your book and in front of you, and you follow the book, and then you're gonna learn how to increase the speed, like I said, to create the moment. Before you do the decree, you make we call call, which is we ask for whatever that is in need at the moment, and make the call. And based on the call, you start to decree, and then you try to put at least 80-90% of your being, of your mind, on that decree. At the beginning, it's not easy because we get distracted, but you can build little by little. And then you get to the point that you know the decree by heart. You don't follow the books anymore. Um, and then it feels wonderful. The feeling after you decree, we go to we call the decree session. It goes, and then you just feel the energy, the vibration, and almost you know that the angels and the masters are there around you. And then it's a command. it's a command. The decree is kind of a command. You whatever master you call to come, or angels, you command them to go and act on that situation.
Okay. And I just wanted to ask you, you mentioned reading books. What kind of books would you recommend?
Well, I recommend our books. You can to go to some lighthouse, um, tsl.org, and then you can browse in our library. That is the one that you know that I like it, the lost teachings of Jesus, and there is some beginnings, books, not go too deep right away, just the beginnings one. You can always ask someone to guide you, which book to start with, and then gradually you keep reading, you keep buying your, and if you're in an area where you have a teaching center or a church,
Mhm,
you can go there, and then you're
mhm,
going to find all the assistance, all the people there to guide you, to tell you, how to start to decree. And then we don't you don't start decreeing right away. Now there is a process, there is lessons that you have to go first, and then you read those lessons, and then you start as a student, which is very slow. Some
mhm.
people, they accelerate right away. They want more and more and more and more. Others, they need a little bit of time, and then that's how it goes.
Thank you. Did you want to say any more on Holy Christ Self? And you said the mighty I am presence. What's the difference?
Yeah, the mighty I am presence, it's God. Let's put this way, in the simple way, it's God. Because God, it's our a God individualized in you. It's an individual. God is in you. It's like, uh, um we say, I am that I am, you know. It's God is in you, you know. The name of God is I am that I am, right? And then Holy Christ self, it's the God in you. It's there in your heart. It's your best friend. Anything you're going through, you go to your heart, go to a quiet place, and you talk to your Christ self. You go there, you close your eyes and said, beloved Holy Christ self, why this is happening to me right now? Why we my family, or why my job is like anything, you go, it's a God in you, you know. And another thing is, um something crossed my mind, but I lost it. But oh, the Holy Christ self, it's your best friend. Listen to the voice, but you have to be very careful with the voices that you hear. You know, you have to really listen to your Holy Christ self. You have to learn to see which voice are you talking to, because some voices out there that are not really a good, you know. And also, you can do, when you go sleep, to lay down to sleep, you can pray. We have an archangel, it's called Archangel Michael. He's the archangel of the first ray, and he's protect you all the time, as long as you call him. And then you can call him to take you to the high octaves, which is, we have uh, octaves above the planet Earth, where we go at night when we sleep. And then there you can go to schools, and then you can learn everything that you need to learn. And then when we come back, some people they remember some things, but some people they don't remember anything at all. But your soul knows. It's like, oh, I had this thought to do this. It's things that you learn at the high octaves at the schools. And then you can use this to guide your life as well, even to ask you, what's my mission? And then, but when you ask Archangel Michael to take you there, ask for his protection because you cannot stop in the middle there. You have to go all the way up.
Thank you. Um, is there told us a lot? Is there anything else that you would like people to know?
Well, what I'm going to say is, don't don't think that you cannot do it. Don't think that's too difficult. If you start to do and then you need a break, you know, take a break. It's a process. You have to feel very comfortable with the teachings and if you go to a teaching center or a church, what do you hear? If you have questions, you ask questions. Don't don't think that's, oh, I cannot do this. No, you can do it. You can do it. Sometimes you need a break for a year. You take a break for a year. You then to internalize everything that's happening to you. And then some people they don't need a break at all. They find the teachers and they go straight. They accelerate. That's the word we say in our movement. It's like acceleration. You have to accelerate. And the masters they say that's time to accelerate. It's not time to be thinking, oh, this and this. It's time because we living in a very difficult times right now. A lot of things going on right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Um, I don't think I have any more questions. Anything else you would like to share?
Well, well, just like I just said, don't give up. Don't give up. That's the truth path. Even if you belong to another, you belong to a church that you love your church. Okay, keep going to your church until you make a decision if this is right for you. But just keep going, keep reading, keep asking the Jesus, or let's say Jesus or Mother Mary, to be with you to guide through this process of discovering yourself, who you really are and why you're here and what's the right path for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Simone. It's very nice having you here today.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye-bye.